on the 1001 Goals. Zarathustra saw many lands and many peoples. Thus he discovered the good and evil of many peoples. And Zarathustra found no greater power on earth than good and evil. No people could live without first esteeming. But if they want to preserve themselves, then they must not esteem as the neighbor esteems. Much that was good to one people was scorn and infamy to another. Thus I found it. Much I found called evil here, and decked out with purple honors there. Never did one neighbor understand the other. Ever was his soul amazed at the neighbor's delusion and wickedness. A tablet of the good hangs over many people. Behold, it is the tablet of their overcomings. Behold, it is the voice of their will to power. Praiseworthy is whatever seems difficult to a people. Whatever seems indispensable and difficult is called good. And whatever liberates even out of the deepest need, the rarest, the most difficult, they call holy. Whatever makes them rule and triumph and shine to the awe and envy of their neighbors, that is to them the high, the first, the measure, the meaning of all things. Verily, my brother, once you have recognized the need and land and sky and neighbor of a people, you may also guess the law of their overcomings, and why they climb to their hope on this ladder. You shall always be the first and excel all others. Your jealous soul shall love no one unless it be the friend. That made the soul of the Greek quiver. Thus he walked on his path of greatness. To speak the truth and to handle bow and arrow well. That seemed both dear and difficult to the people who gave me my name. The name which is both dear and difficult to me. To honor father and mother, and to follow their will to the root of one's soul. This was the tablet of overcoming that another people hung over themselves, and became powerful and eternal thereby. To practice loyalty, and, for the sake of loyalty, to risk honor and blood, even for evil and dangerous things. With this teaching, another people conquered themselves, and through this self-conquest they became pregnant and heavy with great hopes. Verily, men gave themselves all their good and evil. Verily, they did not take it. They did not find it. Nor did it come to them as a voice from heaven. Only man placed values in things to preserve himself. He alone created a meaning for things, a human meaning. Therefore he calls himself man, which means the esteemer. To esteem is to create. Hear this, you creators. Esteeming itself is of all esteemed things the most estimable treasure. Through esteeming alone there is value, and without esteeming, the nut of existence would be hollow. Hear this, you creators. Change of values. That is a change of creators. Whoever must be a creator always annihilates. First, people were creators, and only in later times, individuals. Verily, the individual himself is still the most recent creation. Once people hung a tablet of the good over themselves. Love which would rule and love which would obey have together created such tablets. The delight in the herd is more ancient than the delight in the ego. And as long as the good conscience is identified with the herd, only the bad conscience says, I. Verily, the clever ego, the loveless ego that desires its own profit in the profit of many, that is not the origin of the herd, but its going under. Good and evil have always been created by lovers and creators. The fire of love glows in the names of all the virtues, and the fire of wrath. Zarathustra saw many lands and many peoples. No greater power did Zarathustra find on earth than the works of the lovers. Good and evil are their names. Verily, a monster is the power of this praising and censoring. Tell me, who will conquer it, O brothers? Tell me, who will throw a yoke over the 1,000 necks of this beast? 1,000 goals have there been so far, for there are 1,000 peoples. Only the yoke for the 1,000 necks is still lacking. The one goal is lacking. Humanity still has no goal. But tell me, my brothers, if humanity still lacks a goal, is humanity itself not still lacking too? Thus spoke Zarathustra.